Hey there Internet, and welcome to another episode of Where's Your Bookmark. Today I'm really excited to be talking about When You Were Here, the latest novel by Daisy Whitney. Right off the bat I want to say that if you are a fan of Laurie Halse Anderson or Gail Forman's writing styles, this book is definitely going to be something that's up your alley. When You Were Here tells the story of Danny, a teenage boy who's lost almost everyone in his life who he loves. His father died a few years ago. His older adopted sisters basically abandoned their family in favor of exploring her homeland of China. His girlfriend, who he's loved his entire life, dumped him last fall without any reason why, and his mom just died 2 months ago, right before his high school graduation. He feels completely lost, completely alone. Nothing he can do can numb the pain that he feels. But maybe there's hope. It comes in the form of a letter from Japan, from the girl who's been helping take care of the apartment that his family owns in Tokyo. Suddenly he's filled with a mission. He thinks that if he goes to Tokyo, this place that he and his mom especially loved so much, maybe he'll find some answers and some peace. Obviously, given the nature of this story, it's a very emotional read, and I found it refreshing coming from a teenage boy's point of view. I don't feel like we see this a whole lot in contemporary young adult fiction, but it's there. Teenage boys are allowed to love and miss their moms. They're allowed to want to be with their parents. They're allowed to want a family. I don't know if we just have this preconceived notion that they all have to be macho or at the very least nonchalant about it, but it was really refreshing to see that there was a boy who just missed his mom. I've never really thought much about Asia as a setting. I feel like I don't see it a whole lot in the books I read, but I was completely enchanted with Whitney's descriptions of Tokyo. Just enough detail where you can form a picture, but it's never distracting from what the point is. It just reminded me of a watercolor painting, if that makes any sense. You get the feel, but maybe it's not so specific. It was just really beautiful. Also, my favorite character in the story by far was Kana. I think I'm saying that right. And that's Danny's friend that he meets in Japan. She's the one who wrote him the letter in the first place. And she is this just awesome blend of Harajuku, but not quite, bold, thinking forward, but she's also super grounded in tradition. And she honors Japan and the traditions of her people in her own way. She's just really fun and insightful, and I would love it if she were real. I would love to be this girl's friend. This book isn't afraid of taking on big questions, which I really did like, but I will admit that it did take me a little while to get into this. There's a lot going on in Danny's life, and sometimes it was like, really? How much can this kid actually take? How much horrible stuff can really happen to this one person? It is something that is actually addressed in the book, that he does have to deal with so much, all of that I mentioned, and more. And while it's explained in a way that I can understand, still part of me had trouble suspending that belief of how much horribleness can one teenage boy really have to take in alone. So once I was able to kind of accept that this was the reality of this story, I was able to move forward, but it did take me almost the entire book to finally accept that, okay, this is the way it's going to be. It's beautifully told, but I feel like there were one or two elements that either could have been played down or removed, and it would have been a bit more realistic in terms of everything that Danny had to deal with. This isn't my first time reading Daisy Whitney's books. I've also read The Mockingbirds, which I thoroughly enjoyed and would highly recommend. So if you are in the mood for something that doesn't shy away from life's big, awful, horrible, gritty questions, and it takes them on in a way that it will pull at your heartstrings for sure, then definitely check out When You Were Here. It should be in bookstores June 4th, 2013. All of my usual links are down below. Comments are always welcome. And that's it from me for now. Take care. Bye!